Hello everyone, it is MOW here, and welcome back to a new video. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and I'm just gonna explain some of that, and explain what my plans for the future are. I'm not scripting this or anything, I just thought I'd kinda, just speak about it, because, I feel like it's been, I think, since March since I last uploaded a video, and I just like to just throw everything out there. So essentially why I haven't uploaded isn't because of the lack of recording time. I have a bunch of recordings, I just don't feel like editing them, to be frank, and I don't know why. Editing is kind of a hassle. And also, sometimes recordings get messed up, or I don't like how it goes, so I decided to do it again. But I do have a lot of things that I could edit and release. It's just I haven't gotten around to doing it yet because of school stuff and, personal life. So essentially, what I want to kind of go over today in regards to everything is just what my plans for the future are regarding this channel, and just a few other things. Like, I am going to be changing my name for reasons I will get to shortly, but my new name will be Questorian, which is a name that I have chosen for reasons I will get to later. And so my profile will be changed in about 1 to 2 days following the release of this video, so people are able to see it if anybody is watching it at all. So, I guess without further ado, let's just get into the nitty-gritty, and I'll be honest here, this video is going to be very blunt, and very, just kind of, it's not going to be a very tame video, I guess I should say. Just some of the things I'm going to be talking about. It's nothing relating to me personally, but it's relating to something Mario Kart related, and I'm just going to be very blunt, lay it out on the table, because frankly, I don't care what people think of me anymore online. So I'm just going to kind of lay everything out there. Some of it might be a little bit hard to hear if you're somebody in the Mario Kart community, but I'm going to say it anyways, because I have reasons to do so. Let me just go over, essentially how I left the Mario Kart Wii community, because it kind of sucked. I'm not going to go into detail, but essentially I left very abruptly. I had no plans of leaving yet, up until the point where I ended up leaving. It was very abrupt. It was very sudden. It surprised me, quite frankly. And, to be honest, it fucked me up a little bit, following it. And thinking about it now, it's a little bit hard to think about, but ultimately, I feel like leaving was the best decision for me. And I think it's honestly worked out now, because, I feel like I've become more happy. I'm a happier person now because I've left. I am a more productive person because I have left. And I am a better person because I have left. Because here's my problem with the Mario Kart Wii community. Actually, I'll speak on that later. First of all, first order of business, I might do custom tracks again. And here's why I don't want to do custom tracks again. I really don't. I really just want to be done with them. But the way I left, which was very abrupt, it was kind of like it was a surprise. It wasn't anything I was expecting. I still have so many unfinished projects that I've just been nagging at my mind, and I'm thinking, and it kind of sucks that I wasn't able to finish them, and that's sort of my problem here, because do I want to make custom tracks again? No, I do not. But I feel like in order for me to let it go, I have to go back in, just finish some things that I had been meaning to do that were important projects that I was really excited about, and finish those. I don't know, maybe make a few other things, but Do I consider this a comeback? No. This is not a comeback. I don't want this to be a comeback. I just don't want that. That's not what I want this to be. And another point of interest there, I'm not rejoining the community. I'm just going to be very blunt with that. I'm done with the Mario Kart Wii community. You might still find me on Discord. I will still talk to people in the community on Discord. I'm not going to wipe out any friends that I had from that community, because there are still some people that I would consider, in some regard, friends from there, because, I was there for almost 2 years. If I do return, and I haven't set anything in stone yet, it's just been something I've been going over in my head the past couple days. If I do return, there's no way I'm returning to the community, because the community ultimately, and this is going to be starting to get to where it's hard to hear, the community was, reflecting on it, a very negative presence in my life, and I'll describe what I mean there. So essentially, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, I just reflect on it. And at the time, I enjoyed myself. I thought it was fun. I enjoyed talking with people. I enjoyed modding with people. I enjoyed, just really everything about it. And it was only after I left when I realized how much better my life is without it. And I'll kind of explain here. Well, essentially, the community is incredibly toxic. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, no, you were the toxic one, because that's some shit that was said to me before I left. Looking back on it, there's some truth to that, absolutely. And I'm not going to deny that I wasn't toxic too, but I wasn't toxic going into it. The community made me a fucking toxic person. And looking back on it, reflecting about it, even just the day I left, I was like, holy shit, I was an awful person there. And going into Mario Kart Wii modding, I was nervous to join the community, quite to be frank, because I knew that online communities could be toxic. And so I was a little bit apprehensive about joining initially. And I did obviously end up joining. At first, it was like I joined the Custom Track Jam server only, because that was something I was interested in. And one thing I would like to go over there, that community is included in exactly what I'm talking about here. When I was an admin on the Custom Track Jams server, people would talk about how, oh, this community is really toxic. It's great that we have such a great community here. We didn't have a great community. Our community was exactly like every other community out there for Mario Kart Wii modding that we called toxic. The Custom Track Jam community was just it. There's a lot of people on there that I enjoyed talking to, but really the competition aspect of it, and I spoke on this a lot while I was there, I didn't enjoy it because it made me ultra competitive. It made other people ultra competitive, and it made people. It just depressed people, and it made people angry when they wouldn't do as well as they had thought they would. And it really just encouraged this negative just environment that a lot of people, were a part of. And there were a lot of people that contributed to that negative culture. And I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit hard for me to talk about it because I did enjoy my time there, and there are people there that I enjoyed talking to, and I would still enjoy talking to. But there are some people in there that, looking back on it, really just encourage this sort of toxic environment. And there's some people that I had, this is going to be a part that's hard to hear for some people, but I had concerns brought to me about certain individuals. I'm not going to name anybody, but I had concerns brought to me. I brought them up to the admin team, but they said, well, this is just how this person is, or these people are, so they're just going to have to deal with it. And I was thinking, at the time I was thinking, all right, yeah, that makes sense. This person is this way, but, that's just kind of how they are, and you got to deal with it. But looking back on it, you can't just excuse bad behavior because that's how a person is. That's not how it works. That's how toxicity flourishes, basically. We had people leaving because of this. We had people, again, reaching out, just saying, could you please look into this and just really do something about it, because it's making me not want to be here and it's making me uncomfortable because of how toxic it is and just how it is in general. But it was always just brushed to the side. And it's hard looking back on it because, I was told that I was toxic and that was the reason that I should leave and that I was the one enforcing toxicity. But looking back on it, while I was toxic, I realized that's not the case. I wasn't making other people toxic. I wasn't the toxic one releasing my toxicity to everybody else around. There were some certain individuals who were very toxic, who the toxicity would seep into other people, and I was one of those people that it got to. And it got to a point where I was in a very bad mental state, and my behavior was really not good. And I'm going to be completely upfront with that. I didn't like myself when I was there. I did not like myself. It was really just an experience that, made me, question if I was the person I thought I was. And if I was really, a good person or not. And there, I was not a good person. And, it's hard for me to say that because I've always thought of myself as a good person. But the way I view life now and act now compared to when I was in the community and constantly around all of this drama, I've been able to just become the person that I always said I was because I don't have that negative influence there. And it really is just a crappy situation all around. Again, I'm not going to name names, but really the reason I left, there was some things that people were doing that I was upset by, and there was a lot of hypocrisy there. I won't get into exactly what it was, but there was something that I thought we should have consulted the community about. And I was told, sure, we can do that, until it became apparent that the community would not like what was being proposed. And then all of a sudden, no, we aren't going to do that. We don't need to do that. This is our thing, or whatnot. And I was against that, and it pissed me the fuck off. And I'll be frank about that. It pissed me off, legitimately. I was very upset by that because I had started out in the community. A lot of these other people, were admins from the beginning. Were involved from the beginning. I started out just like everybody else in the community, and I could see it shifting to something where I didn't want to be there. And so I did threaten to leave, which was a mistake, because it made people just say, oh, you're just being dramatic, you're really just, you need to stop doing this, you're so dramatic, and all that. And, but at the time, that wasn't me being dramatic. I believed it. I was going to leave if this went through. Because, especially without consulting the community, because I thought this was a major shift and something that you really should consult the community for, because it was just something that was, and I thought that, if the community likes it, sure, that's fine with me, but it was something that I didn't feel comfortable leaving in our hands solely, and ultimately, that is why I was kicked off the CT Jam team, and I left the server for good after that because I did not want to be there anymore. And, again, I'm not going to try and go around here saying, I wasn't toxic too. I was toxic, but as I've seen now, with my time outside of the community. I was never a toxic person at heart. I was made by the community. I became toxic as a result of being there. And now that I'm out of the community, I can finally, be somebody that, isn't like that and can be a better person and be somebody who's just is able to enjoy life more. And, I'm not gonna delve into this too much anymore. I don't hate everybody in the community. I don't hate anybody, really. I just don't want to be back there because I don't want to send myself to the point where I was before, where I was honestly, fucking depressed, and it gave me a lot of anxiety, which I still have problems with now, and it really just, it screwed me up in a lot of ways, and it made me somebody, again, that I was not a fan of, and I knew it even while I was there, but I didn't really grasp the scope of it until I left. I know that there's some people that are going to be pissed off that I'm making this video. I don't really care right now because, again, I don't want to be associated with the community. I don't want to be involved in it anymore. I didn't like being there as much as I thought I did looking back on it. I thought I enjoyed it. I thought I liked it. Leaving made me kind of reflect on it and realize that was really just not good for me, and I don't want to do it again. I don't plan on rejoining the community at any point. Not any discords, nothing. I'm not rejoining the community. That being said, will I create more tracks? Potentially. I haven't made any final decisions or anything like that on what I'm going to do. It sounds pretty, because it is hard for me to go back to that because of how it ended and how much hate I had following it, because I was pissed off for probably about a month after I left, and I really don't want to reopen any wounds or anything like that. And I know it sounds dramatic, but when you have something that you're so involved in and you love this community for 2 whole years, and then all of a sudden everything just changes and you're brought some things that you really don't like, and people say some things that are pretty cruel. It just kind of all came crashing down all of a sudden, and my opinion just completely flip-flopped in a day, which really, that isn't good for a person. It makes you upset about it, it makes you angry about it, and that's not something that you should be about it. Leaving should be, sort of a bittersweet experience, like, oh, I'm glad I was here, I'm glad I got to spend some time doing it. And to be frank, that's kind of the image of what me leaving, what I thought it would be. I was leaving the community by the end of this upcoming summer, if I hadn't left then. At the latest, because I can't do it I couldn't have done it with my next school year. I'm just going to be too busy, which I'm going to be too busy for this channel too, unfortunately. At least for the most part, but, yeah, I just wasn't able to, I wouldn't be able to do it anyways, so I feel like leaving then, as sad as it was, and as much as I hated how it went down, honestly, think it was for the best. I just, again, didn't like myself then. My mental health was, just kind of on the rocks, and now, surprisingly, it is all better. So, I'm feeling a lot happier, and this was the point where I realized, maybe I can return to making a couple more tracks before I finally just dip out for good, because I feel like I'm in a mental state now where I'm more motivated, I'm more able to do these things, and I feel like I can do these things without digging myself into a hole. So yeah, I just want to finish up a few unfinished projects, put them out there. Again, I'm not sure if this will actually happen, because who knows with motivation, but hopefully I'll have a little bit of time to do that, and I'm excited for it, and I hope that everything goes well. But I'm not rejoining the community for the reasons I've already given. And for the future of the channel, I honestly don't know, to be frank. I would like to do some Survivor videos. I've wanted to do those for a while. I have a bunch of them recorded, honestly. I just haven't gotten the chance to edit them yet. But I'd like to do some postseason coverage of Survivor 42, which is ongoing. And there's Survivor South Africa, which is upcoming, and whenever Australian Survivor picks back up, I'd like to cover those. And yeah, so hopefully I will be able to upload soon. Hopefully I will be able to do all these things I'm hoping I can do. But again, I just can't do it with the community. And the thing is, and now I'll get to just why I'm changing my name. Well, point A is that, again, I didn't I feel like the name Manawee is associated with, a bad period of time in my life, and it wasn't something, and it's not something that I want to stick to. I don't want to be that anymore. I kind of want to leave that period of my life behind and sort of just, become somebody different. And, recently I've been playing a game called No Man's Sky, which is really honestly becoming one of my favorite video games I've ever played. It's a fantastic game, and I love playing it. It's an amazing game. I wanted to record it, but my computer sucks too much. So I cannot record it, unfortunately, unless I figure out... there are some mods out there that might help with it, but at the moment I cannot record anything because the OBS's encoder thing can't encode properly, so it gets massive frame drops, unfortunately, because of how much GPU and CPU No Man's Sky uses. But essentially what I've been doing with that is I've been just doing this project just to have fun with it, and I've been just sort of documenting different planets and different star systems, which I've really enjoyed. It's really fun. I've gotten through probably 20-30 of them now, 20-30 systems, which each have 2 to 6 planets each, and I've really enjoyed it. And what I called that project was Project Questorian, which is what I'm planning on changing my name to, because it was like an adventure, and it was also like a historian documenting all these things. So I came up with that name, and I really liked it, and I thought this would be a great name for the project. But the more I started using it, the more I kind of just liked the name in general. I thought it was kind of a cool name, and now I've decided to actually just end up making it my name, because I think it's just a cool name, and I think I like it, and I think I've had a really great time playing the game, and this name kind of embodies that great time and that just fun associated with it, and I would like to hold on to that fun. And I've already changed my Steam name as well, because in that game you can discover different systems and planets, because there's so many of them. There's 18 quintillion planets or upwards of that, I'm pretty sure. So obviously there's going to be new things that nobody's ever discovered before, and you can actually upload your discoveries to the online servers. And because I was doing this project, I changed my Steam name to Questorian, because, well, I wanted to have the name of the project on it, so it would be like, oh, this was a Project Questorian discovered system. But then, I just kind of liked seeing that name on it, because, I enjoyed the game, and so now I've decided to take it all the way and make it my new name. So, hopefully it'll be all good. But again, I'm gonna wait a couple days to change that, just so this video can come out and people can see it, who might not recognize the other name. But yeah, essentially that's the plan. Mario Kart Wii custom tracks. Going to try to finish up some things, but I'm not going to return to the community under any circumstances, not even just briefly to say hi. I'm done. But again, if you want to contact me on Discord, feel free. That's fine with me. Please do not try and bring me into any more drama because of this video. This video isn't intended to start drama. It's just intended to outline my experiences in the community and why I don't want to return. But yeah, if you're in the community and you want to contact me, feel free to do so through Discord, which will be changed to Questorian as well. And yeah, so essentially that's about just kind of what I wanted to talk about here. So if you're watching, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video, whenever that may be. All right, bye.